All right, guys. Just going to do a quick trade review. One trade that we hit this morning, um, and then a couple that we just caught on the gap down, or I just caught rather. But we had all these posted in our trade room, and I didn't just share them. Other guys did too. So it's really cool when other people see the same trades that I'm seeing. That's the most important thing. A lot of people can learn harmonics. Most people can't apply them, and if they can, it's on really high time frames. It's really difficult to see them in low time frames and see them way before they happen. Okay, but if you can show people exactly how you see them, and then they can re-see them the same exact way, that's where it really gets interesting. Okay, um, and let's see. I think the first trade we hit, there was a really low time frame 618 trade in here. I'm not going to review that one, but it did work very, very well. I actually didn't catch this one. I'll be totally honest. A few people in our room did. I didn't. They called it out. I just didn't actually hit it. This was a really good 618. Um, I'm not going to say who called it out. They actually called this on MES. I can show it on there too, but it's the same exact trade on MNQ, which they often are. And we're just looking at this pin bar. If you go down even to a lower time frame, it's just a double top, which we're always looking for any double top. We're looking for neckline breaks and pullbacks at 618, and then you see this pin bar right here. I think we all, I don't know if we all shorted that, but several of us did, shorted this pin bar right here. And then it came back to 618, and then we bought 618 back here. Um, this trade, you get down to 618. It did break through. You get these doji type trades, and then you trade this up to here. I didn't short this. This was shortable. I just wasn't sure. It was getting so choppy in here. It was just getting real annoying. But we did hit a couple more trades on the way down. I think this was the Gartley. This was kind of just a silly little trade. I hit this on MES, so it wasn't even on this particular one, but it looks exactly the same. I actually hit it on a butterfly, which is this one inside of here. If you measure this way, but we're going to go over another butterfly anyway, so we don't have to worry about that. But a few people did hit this one on NQ. I didn't take this trade particularly. I could just tell the way they were selling into these that something was wrong, and what was wrong, I mentioned it multiple times in the chat room. Something's up. We're probably going to get news release or something's wrong in after hours, and it was AMD bombed on their earnings. I don't know how bad they were. I didn't even look. Just multiple people told me. I was actually just hanging out by the pool, and when they messaged me, but I knew there was something wrong. The trades were just moving extremely slow and just dragging along. So this trade kind of netted a few points. It wasn't anything crazy. 40 points is nothing. We don't even care about this, to be totally honest with you. That's nothing. But this was the really good trade. We've hit a few of these this week, so this was really, really solid trade. I think one of my guys posted, there was two different ones in here. One of my guys posted this smaller one in here, but I'll show you how they both work. And what's really important about this trade, right? The most important area that we're always looking for is the golden ratio. So you always want to be seeing these at the 618 ratio, right? This is a subwave pattern. So we're just looking at a subwave here, okay? And this is how we kind of just you want to look for harmonics in really important areas. If you start looking at them anywhere, you're going to get chopped to pieces, right? But we're always looking where breakout buyers come from, and then we're looking at 618 levels when the price navigates back towards there. And we're always looking at the 8 crossing over the 89 and checking back to the 89 EMA, and we're looking for patterns when it comes back to this level, right? You can buy just when it hits this level, but you want to find a structure below it, and then you get really big stop losses. We cut all of that out, and we try to find really small stop losses in the same area. I'm going to show you how we do that, okay? I posted this maybe at, 10:30 in the morning, that I was waiting for this butterfly pattern to hit. It was at the important 618 level. Again, then we're trying to find a harmonic in this level, right? How do we do that? It's right here. I'll draw it first, and then I'll show you what it looks like. You're always looking for really deep triangles, right? So you're looking for a full retracement as deep as you can, at least 786, but does not exceed X. And that's your B pattern. So it's a little bit higher, just barely. I like them to be really tight. As long as it's down to 886, you have the ability to draw it. A shallow pop up, as long as it's not above A, you're fine. And then all we're looking for is a 1.272 extension lower. And once you find that 1.272 extension, that's where you want to buy. Now, the premise of this pattern is really just to find a stop loss. Um, is to find a stop loss. These are all a stop loss against the lows. You want to see these stops all get blown. Price typically a really good gap down pattern, and you buy on a first touch to this 1.272 with a stop against 414, right? I picked out this one. One of my guys picked out this smaller one. So this is the bigger one, right? It's 1.272 of this actual extension. It has to be perfect. By perfect, you got to go down to 1 minute time frame. You got to find the very low and the very high, and you're buying right here. Mine was 7,750 was my order. And the low of this candle was 7,725. I believe you can see it up here, 7,725. But there, if you could even buy that one, you can even buy this one in here. One of my guys from, I don't want to say what country he's from, and that I'm wrong, but he found this one, and that's just a smaller time frame. Like, and we're looking for big triangles. He's from Hungary, I want to say. Again, I'm not going to use names. But he found this one. It was perfect. He knows exactly who he is. And that's this one. So again, we're always finding large triangles, small retracements. I like at least a 382. I like to be in the 382 618 box for a perfect butterfly, and then a gap down, right? And once you find a gap down, we're looking for this. We call this the window. We're looking for in the window. We're always looking for wicks, pin bars, and inside bars. And this one tended to have had everything, right? But this is really cool. But I want to show you how you can find multiple trades in there, right? So I bought that the first butterfly I showed you. I bought 77.50. I bought right here. Sorry, let's put it upside down on the gap down. And then I sold into the 1.272 windows. Now we're using the same exact premise that we used just to buy, and that's how we find targets. And I'm going to show you how we find that. So we're taking the 1.272 extension of this move. Sorry, of this move on a 1 minute time frame. It's actually I'm in a 5 minute time frame. What's this move? I think it was 3 minutes. So you're always looking for the first wave with a 382 pullback, and we're selling into there. I think I sold a little bit before there. Again, we're just trying to show you how these work. So I sold like 1.272 extension touch. I actually sold this candle. I'm sorry. Now I'm getting all confused. I sold this candle right here, right? And then you get the first thing you're looking for after harmonic pattern, right? Is you're looking for a pullback to 618. Now, again, what I try to explain to people, what nobody understands is you can look for harmonic patterns at the 618 level, right? You can actually buy the 618 level, which I did. So now we bought here. We sold our first long position here. We bought back here, right? So then you're buying back at 618, which is also a harmonic pattern. This gets very confusing, but people that I explain this to are actually starting to understand it at a very, very high level. Okay. Bought this 618, sold at the 1.272 extension. A lot of people say, what 1.272 extension are you referring to? Oddly enough, it's the same 1.272 extension, right? So it's this 1.272. 1.272. It's this one. But I also traded this pattern, again, because I'm always looking for harmonic patterns at this level. So this is where we bought. It goes up into the 1.272 extension. This is actually where you can flip it short when you see the small, tight inside bar in the window. Where's the window? It's in the 1.272.414 extension, right? Then we can go short. I bought back right here, and this is a beautiful cipher pattern. And again, it's right off the ever important 618 golden ratio. And we bought right here. I say we, but I bought it. I posted it in my room, but a lot of people don't trade the after hours market. There's a few of us that do. I bought right there, right at 492 or 49275. I think I bought right here, and then up into this area, I sold when I hit the 89 EMA. But this is on a larger time frame, so I just want to show you how that works. So the targets you're using these low time frame patterns you can use, but I was just trying to show you how you can actually use these low time frame patterns to go long. You can go short, you can go long again, you can sell again, you can buy this back. Now again, if we wanted to look at this on a larger time frame, you could say you could expect a cipher pattern back to here. This is a little bit more advanced. This is where it's going to get really confusing for a lot of folks, but we're looking for a 1.272 and a drive down to 786. I would say this level is starting to get overused. I probably wouldn't even take this trade, but there's a good chance this could have one more touch here. And by touch, I mean it could be a smaller harmonic pattern in this level. Let's see if it fits. Again, these patterns connect one after another, right? It's a little bit up into the 618 extension, but it could still work here. What I would expect them to do here, because this 618 has been used 1, 2, 3 times, is to blow the stops here and then come down to 786 and then maybe make one more last attempt. Like I said, I already kind of traded this a few times. I'm not even sure that I would. But our goal is to use the higher time frame patterns and then the lower time frame patterns to trigger them. And then we're trying to get to, so we're trying to use these small patterns to get to 382 and 618 and top of the pattern. And that's how it works. And we're doing this on every single time frame. We're doing it on 1 minute. I even say I do use these on a lower time frame, believe it or not. I use them on a 5 second, a 30 second. That takes really, really, really good procedural memory. But you can 100% buy these, right? And you'll see them in MES, ES, MIM. They're all kind of, you'll see similar patterns, right? We traded a few different patterns in here. There was also that 618 right here. I know one of my students from the United States caught this one right here. I didn't trade this, and then bought it back right here, right off this 786 level. I don't think he got short here. But I was saying the whole time, I think we caught this butterfly down here, same one. I think we caught this one right here. I bottom ticked it, but I could tell, right? We're watching the DOM on these orders, and by the DOM, I mean we're actually watching the order flow here and using time and sales, and they were selling so heavy into these orders, you could just tell something was wrong. But it was this butterfly pattern right here, and I took this of one of my students' trades. This wasn't even my trade. I bottom ticked this thing at 52.25. I bought right here. And that was just one of my guys giving me a trade, and I added on the inside bar up, and then I kind of sold this rather quickly because I was selling into this extension, and I could tell by the order flow that something was wrong. You got to understand when AMD has a bad earnings report, these institutional traders know way before we do, right? There was no institutional buying in any of these patterns. It was a bunch of nonsense, right? These little pops on a real harmonic pattern. This thing is going absolutely skying like this within a couple minutes, right? 2-3 minutes, you'll get a huge move. If it's a real good harmonic pattern with institutional support, you're going to get something like that. Tesla was kind of the best probably trade today, but again, it was moving so slow, and I saw this right off the open. This is the Tesla. If you guys want to redraw this one, I have orders down here on a gap down for this morning. If anybody wants to draw, this is a butterfly pattern. Everybody in my room knows this one already. And I'm going to show you the one we traded today on a 5-minute time frame. So we're looking for this one right here, a 232.72 gap down. We'll call it 233. So when you place these orders in pre-market, right? So I'll place this order tonight for tomorrow morning. Will it hit? Maybe, maybe not. People are asking if I'm calling to short here. You don't understand how market patterns work. It either comes down to my trigger and triggers my orders, or it doesn't. Right? I'm not shorting anything. You can use harmonic patterns to short, and I'll show you where I told them that you could go short, right? We'll do the whole thing right now, right? So I'll show you what we did. I saw this morning on a 5-minute time frame, right? I said Tesla has a perfect cipher, right? And then we'll show you exactly where the cipher is, same exact pattern, which often they have the same exact patterns, right? This is the cipher into the 1.272 extension. Right? Filled right here with an inside bar. I think it was actually this one first. Let's see what it was. Let's double check it just so you guys see what I'm talking about. Sometimes it's this one or this one, and it takes a long time for people to understand. It could be either one, and the pattern still works because it doesn't matter what this is. We're only looking for a touch right here. So you can adjust your fib on this wave, And people will say, I don't know, Russ, if you mean this one or this one and this one. It doesn't matter. As long as it reverses in this window, which it often does, this is a take profit window for institutional traders, right? So the price will often, it will reverse there anyway. A lot of my guys love to short this 1.272 extension. It's not my favorite trade, to be honest. I do take it when it gets really close to the 414, and I put a stop loss right here, like a 1 or 2 point stop, and then I try to buy back hard on the 786, and I bought right there. I bought 236 and just under 236, and then we get the inside bar. I didn't add here because I was really focusing on NQ and trying not to watch this, but we got this whole move. And this took so long. I sold a lot of this one too early. I think I sold half like in here, which was really unfortunate. Um, but it was taking forever, and something I just thought something was wrong. I just really did. And I sold a little bit too early. I'll be totally honest. I rolled this up and sold I sold a little here and sold a little more up here. But this was the harmonic pattern that I was showing them in the afternoon, and why I thought the butterfly would fill in the morning. Right. So you get one more harmonic in here, and I'll show it to you. Let's go back and just draw that one so you guys have that one. That's this beauty right here. That's one. And what's crazy is this one hit two. And this, of course, is just a bat pattern. Super easy. Very, very easy pattern. And I'll show you what we were looking for. There's also a cipher in here. Okay, so you have cipher. Then you have a bat pattern right here, right? And then there is another cipher pattern in here. These are the ones that get a little bit confusing to see. You could trade this one. I'm looking for all these stops to get blown in the butterfly fills, right? But this one can trade. It 100% can trade. Again, a little confusing. All we're looking for is a candle that does not close outside of this window. And Tesla is a little, you can actually have them come up here and it still works fine. Again, institutional traders are always buying 618 and they're always selling into the 1.272 extension. It's classic, right? They all do it. They don't all, but a lot of them use this method, right? So they're always buying 618. What do you mean by 618? We're always looking for XA drives and pullbacks to 618. And then when you get them, we're looking for pullbacks into the 1.272 extension. And then what can you do? You can buy when it gets to 786. If you forget to readjust your fib, you'll never understand where 786 is. Now, when the price closes on this level, right, when it closes right at 786, you can tell there was some buying here, very small buying, and very small buying because they knew that AMD missed their earnings. And again, what are we looking for? We're looking for a gap down with our buy orders down here in the 232 level, okay? I'm going to draw that butterfly one more time for you so you understand what it is and how it's traded. And I could go over these all day. I didn't hit it in oil today. Another one of my students from Germany hit one of those today. Again, a lot of the people that are interested in these patterns aren't Americans because Americans are usually, I hate to say it, they're buying, I don't even know, man. They're buying really funny, silly things that they think work and they think professional traders use. This is the real deal. I mean, this is the real stuff. It just tends to be people from other countries that when they see what I don't advertise anywhere, I don't do anything. People come to me, they ask me, how can I learn this? I don't advertise anywhere. I don't tell anybody what I can do. I just simply share videos, and people say, I want to learn exactly what you do, and I want to be in a room where I can see you do this daily, and then I want to learn how you do it. Right? I posted all this stuff in Stockbee. Everyone came to me, and then I made a course, very small course, to explain everything. I do not trade like anyone else at all, even people that trade harmonic patterns. We specialize in the 5, 15, 10 minute, 1 minute patterns, right? No one else does that I've ever seen anywhere. And I've been in every single chat room. I've been trained by the best people on anywhere. Trained in Singapore. That's where I really learned these methods really well. But even all the students that I learned with, very few of them trade like this, right? My mentor is a big supply and demand structure guy. Like that's his thing. He's trading a lot of breakouts, right? A lot of structure breakouts and pullbacks and 618s, and he's surgical with the Fibonacci. I posted this a long time ago too. There's a big. I think I just messed that up. Sorry. We're always drawing from consolidated